Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have an awful rack. Audio. Okay, slightly better. Autosum through an S. Wow, what are the chances of opponent playing an S? That would be one of the 5 vowel 8s that I've studied. Autosum. Don't ask me to use it in a sentence because I'm not sure exactly what it means, but if I slot... no S. That's a shame. What else to do with this rack? U takes an A in front of it. Wow, I have team. Terrible rack leave, but decent score, 30 points. OU together isn't too bad, but with an extra O, it's pretty dire. Hopefully I can dig myself out of the vowel heavy leave with a good draw. Okay, that's not terrible. Okay, opponent plays pod. Do I have... maybe just get rid of OU. I don't want to draw another U and then struggle. Unless... just looking at Pip takes an E. Owry might be an option. For 15. That's 15. I want to keep this S hook open for the following move. That's a pretty strong rack leave. If I draw just one consonant, I'm in good shape. Do I go with this? 7 points compared to 15. Oh, I just realized if there was a K out there, I would have... no, I wouldn't have Euro keys. I'm going with OU. 7 points. Yeah, it's a strongish rack leave. Did that pay off? Seniors through an N. Gorseys, no. Senior, I think you can spell senior that way. Sorgies, no good. Okay, opponent plays were, so just looking at ways of where's 27. Gorseys, I just don't think Gorseys is good. Glossier, but not Gossier. Gossamer. Sorgies. Okay, I'm going with I think Wero is good. No, Wero. Gossier. Werrows. $27. Not a great pickup. I don't see a bingo here, but I do see a decent score. What about this R? Sawyer. No. Sawyer. AH. 29. Ah. Not a great pickup, but it does look close to a bingo. IOUS is a handy ending. Eulogias through an L. Auto. I was thinking of autogyros, but that's not going to work. How to resolve this rack? What about Ago 18? Is that worth doing? What about Go for 20? No, it's too vowel heavy. If I play Ago, it takes an S. And there's 2 plus a blank. Maybe just Ago here. Yeah, 18. Bushiest. Oh. Bushiest doesn't work. Okay. What about best? Right, so I've got the sub prefix. Okay, opponent bingos. So I have to start scoring now. Huey looks alright underneath here if I can't bingo. Bush. Wayside. DH plays duty. 39. Bit clunky. Doesn't look like I'll be bingoing from this rack, although you never know. Our opponent gets an easy 36 there. That's a shame. FE, that's an easy 27. Yeah, I'm inclined to do that, just to take out the Z hotspot. Okay, F and B don't go well together for bingos. So, need to look at an option here. Maybe just fib down here. I'm looking at a 6, but can't see it. Yeah, I think fib looks okay. Pretty average score. Right, I draw WM, so not ideal. Agon is good. Do I have a 6-letter word ending in N? Minkeys is good. That'll score quite well. Minkeys for 39. Or what about Winkle, keeping back the S? Yeah. Oh, terrible pickup. That was ghastly. Anyway, it is what it is, as they say, and we'll just try work with what the board can offer us. So, pity I can't play SAH, because says would be a nice score. Or pity I don't have an N for Zen. Z. Or do I just dump the Q? The Q can be a real pain. It's just such a shame I can't score more than 11 points with the Q. Yeah, I gotta get rid of it. I draw a vowel, the most undesirable of the 5, but at least it is a vowel. Oh, so close. If I could have got an A or an I, would have been perfect. A zig or zag. That's not to be. I have nothing for going above AH. I do have an S for going here, steam, but nothing for going in front of, well, I'm not going to use an extra S, 2 S's for that. What else is there? I might just play mugs. 9 vowels, 13 consonants. There is a shortage of vowels from the remaining pool. Not a huge shortage, but there is a shortage. Rob, okay. Interesting. Gum? I don't know. I think mugs. Okay, that's a little bit better. Entrees. Entree with a Z. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, still nothing for going in front of Rob, which is a P. And, oh, that was big. That was big. ZE. I can't see any massive play here. I don't think. I mean, entree doesn't. It's 50 points. Opponent gets a comeback score there anyway. I think Zester. Dang. Will that play? Does currently play under TE. Trance. Wow. Look at this. Dang, that was a stroke of good luck. 35. Wow. That was an exciting finish. I don't think I would have won if I had a score under, say, 25. I needed about 20. Anyway, let's see what we missed and how close it really was at the end there. Nail-biting stuff. Audio seems fine for the opening rack. Then Yip for 26 was opponent's. Team for 30 was the highest score by quite a bit, but the rack leave was pretty ropey. And then Joe for 20 was opponent's best in terms of equity. Decent rack leave, average score. Projet and Projets for 34, but that does open the trip, so I think he wanted to keep it a bit tighter. Now, Uoi I did consider. Yeah, I don't know. It's an okay rack leave, but look at the equity, pretty much the same. So happy with OU. Jewels for 45 opponent had. Add B1. Oh, and Steam, but that does leave the J up there. Argosies. There was a bingo from the A. Argosies, and that is one that I know, but I haven't seen for quite some time. So that's probably why I missed it. Now, look at this for a bingo. Alforjas. Never seen that before in my life. Not even close. Alforjas. I'll be looking that up after the game to see what it means. Lovely word. Opponent goes with Jolt. Now, no bingo here. AH for 29 seems fine. And then another really interesting word, Sannyasi. From the S down onto the trip for 71 points. Saniasi. It almost seems like it should be more than 71. Oh, making the Y the blank. That's why. So, very nice word. Also never seen. In angers, anginas, alanins. There were a few bingos there. Tricky to spot sometimes with the blank on the rack. Now, no bingo here, but yeah, pretty average scores and also average rack leaves. A go seemed okay. Now, sideways was the top score at 08 down. Sideways, wow, that was nice. And interestingly enough, opponent did make the blank a W, so sideways. Okay. That's interesting. Wayside and sideways. Okay, duty was best for 39 from my current rack. And then Varix for 30 or XI for 36. Looks fine. Albeit a shocking rack leave. Fab might have been an option there because already look at the vowel consonant ratio. I should have glanced down and had a look at that, because had I seen that, I would have definitely played fab and hung on to my two precious vowels. Instead I went, well, FE was a good score, I suppose. Now opponent has a few plays through disconnected floaters, but he goes with ball. And fib for 21. Now the ratio is still pretty light on with the vowels in the bag. So fib, yeah, I suppose there weren't many other options really. I went with fib, and then neck for 30 was best for opponent here, keeping double V. Oh, that's a bit of a nightmare. Now Winkle was best for 42. I almost pulled the trigger on Minke's, but Winkle definitely best. But look at this Welkin. That's quite nice as well. Welkin. Now double V double R. Viva for 32 or Vav for 25. Vav looks okay. Gems for 25. This rack was quite tricky. What did I go with? E1. No, I mean leaving the G up there with a blank unseen, and still, even after gems I would have only drawn level, so gives the opponent the upper hand, especially hanging on to the Q. So I'm not a fan of that play. I think dumping the Q might have been the right move there, because the board was certainly not a Q board. Tyro, trio, pretty average scores for opponent. Rob, okay. Now he's got a 20-point lead, and I've got this rack. Mugs for 22, but gums at E1. Again, not a fan. Not with the potential damage that these flexible tiles plus a blank can inflict. No, not gonna entertain that idea, not for an instant. So I went with mugs. Now opponent's got a fairly flexible rack here, and as you can see, he would have had Agerite if I played gems. Yeah, AEGIRITE, yeah, and he wins the game. So glad I didn't play that. He does get knightery down, but for face value, that's the big difference between, would have been a 20-point difference roughly. And now I've got a comeback play, I suppose. Zester for 69 meant that I had a chance of going out in 1, because I suppose if I play ZE, it's not nearly as much as Zester. So hard to say, because if I play ZE, I'm leaving 1 in the bag, so opponent can't, well, it's harder for him to go out in 2 if I've left 1 in the bag, slightly harder. That's the general thinking. But equity-wise, why is this one so high? Of course, because the rack leave is so flexible. But then I'm emptying the bag, and then opponent goes out in 2, and he quite possibly has a decent play onto the trip here. So I don't think Trez is fantastic, because these tiles remaining are quite flexible. Opponent is likely to go out in 2, or he can work a 2 play out. And Trez, well, 69 puts me on, yeah, 356. So only slightly ahead. I'm still happy with Zester. Actually, let me just look at Trez's. That was 75. And H1. Trez. Oh, through the R. Trez is pluralizing. That's interesting. So that gets rid of 5. Then I've got 2 on my rack, and I pick up 3, which is 5. No, I still like Zester. Gets rid of the most tiles possible. Now contrate onto a E, I think. No E available. So, Cantor for 33. This is where we need to look at it. So, I3, or 3I, Cantor, and then he'll definitely go out next move. 33 would put him on 382, and he takes out the dang spot. Cantor. Ah, dangs and nangs. That's quite interesting. Agon, dangs and nang. I'm pretty sure nang is good. Oh, maybe nang isn't. No, I think nang isn't. So what is there one on to? That's an interesting. Dang. Would I be able to go out with dang? Gland and... Yeah, that's an interesting... I don't know. I just can't see. Sick takes an E. It takes nothing I've got. And Cantor... I think Cantor might win it, or Carton, one of those two. Opponent goes with Trons for 27, and then what do I need to win? I've get 4 back from opponent, so if I score, so I need 16 to draw. Because of the count bet back, I get 4. So 16 to draw, 17 to win. So would dang here have won? 16 for Ted and dang. That would have been just a draw. But dang here was the win. I don't think Grob is good. Grob, no. Anyway, interesting game, that one. Agog and Dang, still not enough. Yeah, one or two misses, but a really exciting finish. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.